What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here with you again is Great Peak, and today I'm going to be taking you on the second section of the master class. Now, the fact is that I love the photography in general, but it's something that most people can do. So I'm more involved in the learning part. So today I'm going to be taking you on a particular section where I read a particular book for a week. So I'm going to be taking you guys through those books each week. So as you are working, you're also growing in your learning stage. So the book I'm going to be taking you guys on is No Excuse by Brian Tracy. So for that point, it gave in that book is that if it is to be, it is up to me. I'm going to be taking you through majorly 7 steps from what I picked from the book because they're a very lengthy book. I'll actually advise you read it on your own. But if you can pay close attention to the 7 points I'm going to be dishing out to you, trust me, you have all that is inside our book. Now, the first point I got from it is that the first victory of success. And the first victory of success is to conquer yourself. So your ability to ask yourself this question and to be truthful to yourself determines what you do less, what you do more. And this comes from your ideal goal. Now, how do you set your ideal goal? If you don't have a goal or an ideal target for the moment, you said your first goal is to be part of the top 20% in your field. Once you know where you are going, your direction is clear. So then he gave this point that for every effect, there is a specific course or series of courses. So your effect comes from the target of the 20%. So as time goes on, you grow into your other ideal goals. Now, the second point says success has its own reward. Now, when I came across this point, I was like, success has its own reward. Success in itself is a reward. But what I came to understand is that it is not how much or the level of things you attain from what you do, but the excellence and the diligence in doing that thing over and over again. And he said the way you can attain that kind of excellent spirit is either you have wisdom or you build character. And the way wisdom is developed is through studying, while character is developed by giving and taking from life experience, whereby you are forced to make an alternative or you are forced between a temptation that determines how delicate your values are. And he gave an aspect of if truly your value does matter, the greatest compliment that you can get from people around you is that person always tells the truth. That person always tells the truth. And that's the greatest compliment that proves that your character is worth it. Now, the third point, I'm going to be talking about the structure of personality. And he gave 3 basic structures of personality. We have the self-idea, self-image, and self-esteem. And what he says about the self-idea, it has to do with superior persons. They are usually clear about what they want and what they believe in. So the key thing there is trust. They are usually not confused or they are not even decisive. Why the self-image has to do with the way you treat other people. The fact is that the self-image is not a personal thing to you, but the way you treat people, the way people see you, the value they get from you. Now, your self-esteem is what is attached to you. How much do you value yourself? How much do you think you are important? And one of the effects that can affect your self-esteem or that can make your self-esteem grow or stunt it is the amount of mentor or the people you look up to. They have a very large cut of percentage in the way your self-esteem is. The person you look up to has a large percentage in how your life plays out. So you have to pick the right mentor and the right people to look up to. The fourth point says the antidote to negative emotions. Now you can neutralize negative emotions simply by saying I am responsible. It gives you a sense of control immediately, and your mind is only possible of holding one thought. Your mind is only possible of holding one thought. So if you can give yourself to being responsible, it increases your self-worth. And by increasing your self-worth, you tend to think better and do things right. Now, it is actually up to you if you decide to pick a particular point, because you can decide to make excuse not to pick the point, or you can decide to make or you can make progress by picking the right thoughts in your mind, and it is all up to you. Now, the fifth point we are going to be looking at is goals. And he said the first thing you are supposed to do every day is to write your goals daily. And you write it in a platform whereby when you write your goals today, by the time you're about to write it tomorrow, you don't look at what you wrote yesterday. So it gives you more room to think about it and give you more space. So you do it before going to bed in the night and in the morning. So it gives your brain more time to think on the right action, to take towards the goal. And the goal is relating to the first point. So once you know where you are going, you know how to get there easily. So he said, when it comes to writing of goals and being excellent, it is not an art. That means it is not an activity you do. It is an habit. So it's a life you live on its own. Now, the sixth point that I picked from the book is that it's called the key of the 21st century. And what's the key of the 21st century? The key of the 21st century simply means that to earn more, you have to learn more. So you learn and you do. And said, for the fact, the least proof that something can be done is that someone else has done it already. So you are much following a roadmap. And he said the major roadmap will give us to start with is that whatever you have, whatever income you are making, or whatever thing allowance you are getting, or any source of income that you have, just try to invest 3%, just 3% of that income into yourself. That means into building yourself, either you are studying, or you are attending online programs, or you are listening to online activities, or you are in one form or another involving yourself in ideas that will build your creative path in your business. Now, before I give us the last point, I'll first of all like you to hit the like button, put a comment in the comment section, and also share this video to someone else, so that we can get this message out and so that other people can get the same value by getting from this video. Now, the last point is basically saying that all fears can be unlearned. Simply that most of the things you're afraid to do right now is because some way or some form, when you're a child or while growing up, you're resented from doing that. So if you look at the basic things you fear, for example, now there are some people, when you see them, thank God, most of us are, I believe most of my viewers for now are Nigerians. So you see some certain set of persons that play with fire. They even put the fire in their mouth, they roll it to their hand. So those set of persons, when they were a child, they definitely taught how to play with fire. They taught them how to play with it. So they already learned that fear. They were not scared of it. But a large portion of us were not taught that fear, because once maybe immediately you touch something that is hot, you take your hand back, and since that time you learn to fear anything that has fire or anything that is hot. So that's to say that any other thing can be unlearned. So there's no circumstance or just any condition that I feel that this is something my family have been going through, this is something I'll be born with, this is something that I cannot stop. It is something you can stop, as long as you are willing to take the time and the procedure to stop it. So the fact that you continue repeating to yourself that it is something you cannot stop, it actually hinders the growth. So it might take time to reprogram your mind, but it's something that if you repeatedly do it becomes an habit, and it causes a change around you, which later manifests physically. Now, as I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. I so much love you and everyone, and I hope you have a blessed week. Love you guys.